Ah, okay. So, something cool that I saw, I think it showed up in my recommendeds, but I was looking around for stuff to do. And I found this again, probably for the whateverth time. But Copy Party, I looked at over the YouTube video earlier today, and it actually looks pretty cool. I like it a lot. The implementation I like a lot better than Nextcloud, and it seems to run a bit lighter than Nextcloud. So one thing, it's got a lot of features that it really doesn't deserve to have, honestly, in something like this. And they are pretty quick about closing CVEs. You can see here, like, affixing cross-site scripting in media tags was released like just 21 hours ago. So Copy Party is, again, a file sharing implementation. The whole idea, the developer, he wanted something that he could run from his phone to share files between easily and do things like that. It has a whole bunch of other things to include an upload program, APIs for all kinds of other programs, WebDAV, FTP, everything under the sun just about. SMB. It is discoverable on your network, so you can mount it as a drive or directory. Depending on the OS you're running, it has auto-zipping and things like that. It is ridiculous, the things that it has. So to get it started, it's actually pretty simple. If you're running a superior distro like Arch, or an Arch-based one, then you can just simply go, what is it? Where is it? It's somewhere in here. If you're on Arch, you can just install the Copy Party package, and it installs from there. It includes a systemd service and things like that. They've got directions on how to do a lot of things, including integrating it into your NAS, you're running it from your Android, running it in a Docker, running it from home, making it accessible to the internet from home, running it on a server otherwise, and securing it down that way. It lists out all the multiplicity of features. FFmpeg, it says for a lot of things, for getting thumbnails and things like that. It's got certain programs it looks for getting IDs from, what is it, music and media files. Let's see, yeah, so you can see the motivations. Inverse Linux philosophy, do all the things and do an okay job. Quick drop-in service to get a lot of features in a pinch. So you can spin it up and spin it down whenever you need to. That's the advantage of it. Or you can have it running forever. So you can use this as a method for people to send you files, or as an in-place thing for rsync, I guess, as well. Let's see, minimal dependence. You don't have it's Python and a few extra dependencies, basically, for the most part. There are bugs. They note bugs, CVEs that have been crushed, running it in VirtualBox. Let's see, breaks. Let's see, accounts and volumes. So this is kind of accounts and volumes is how it manages permissions and also separating files. So maybe one user has permissions for this and unnamed users have permissions otherwise. So you've got, let me shut off my Discord actually real quick and turn it into silent mode. But you can control what directories are accessible to the public, what directories are accessible from, the system and otherwise. You've also got, so this is an example of a config. So you do have to have another dependency in order to hash your passwords. And then but the passwords for the most part are stored in plain text in the config file, which is really bad for security. But the option to have hashing does make it really nice. So, and then there's shadowing. Let's see, dot files, the browser. So you can access it from the browser. Obviously, we're gonna cover that. It's got hotkeys for the browser and whatnot. It does have media browsing pretty good from the video. Again, we're looking at another config. Where was it? Unpost, not that. File manager, media player, markdown viewer. So it does have a markdown viewer, so you can edit files inside of Copyparty and have a preview of it as well, which is really, like, it has a lot of features that do not belong in a piece of software like this. If we go down, where is it? Come on, file dedupe. It's got file. It can symlink files. If it finds a file that's matches the hash of another file, it can symlink it for deduplication to save you space. Down here, though, user changeable passwords optional. Hiding from Google, you can tell Google to shut up and not bother you. Themes, listening port 80, reverse proxies, which is very important. It has an example Nginx config, and I'm trying to look for the password hashing because that's very important. Chicken bits, Arch package, Nix package, yes, it runs on Nix OS. It even runs in Internet like very, very old browsers, which is wild. But anyway, mount as drive, performance, security. So you have the option to set a bunch of things for safety. Shortcut of the above, other miscellaneous, disable directory listings. So yeah, you can harden it via the reverse proxy and a couple other features in it. Password hashing. You can hash passwords before putting them into config files, providing them as arguments. See help pw hash for all the details. Then you've got to have Argon 2 installed, which on the computer that I'm currently running Copyparty on, which is separate from this system right here, it has Argon 2 installed. I just haven't set up the hashes in the example config that I gave it. I didn't give it a super secure password, obviously. Well, the most secure. And then you can just push out password hashes. Yeah. HTTPS and HTTP over the same port number if you want to do that as well. Here are the optional dependencies for your FTP server. If you are looking to do music tags, you can do mutagen. Thumbnails, whether it be Pillow, FFmpeg. FFmpeg is pretty much installed by default on a lot of systems. You've got your 0MQ configs, your SMB stuff. Yeah. So it does run on Windows. They've provided an exe for that. You've got your Android implementation in Termux, or Android Terminal now, which Google's implementing in Android 16, I noticed. But yeah, that's the big part of it. So going over here to the tab here, I've got read-write access, which is interesting. So this is the home folder of the one server. It's got obviously some really fun stuff in it. I am not downloading that, but let's see, what do I have? Toggle grid, list view. So I can go to a grid view. It's actually going to be much easier to understand in this directory over here. So if I flip this, I can go to grid view and it gives me thumbnails, which is actually really cool. So if I go to is it documents? This is like, okay, let's pick on that one. Do you give me thumbnails? Yes, you do. Oh, that's actually really cool. It gives spectrogram stuff. But yeah, you can see that we've got the whole spectrogram of everything. And it's got a built-in music player. Like I said, it's got so many features it doesn't deserve it. So you could literally use this as a media server. So if I can't do that, huh? Darn. So you're not going to be able to like do too much stuff with it. Let's see, I've got, that's not, I don't quite like that, but I'm going to deal with it anyway. So I could go into here. And so what's really cool is the implementation. If I go like here, I can go over here. Don't move over there. So I can go, let's move this over. So you've got this drag and drop. I can search for a file, or I can upload it right here. Click OK, and it's really fast. It does synchronously does multiple files. So if I go down to, say, pictures here, I can go to my pictures folder and upload my whole memes folder up here. And it's gonna do all of that really quickly, which is ridiculous. And you can see it's still playing the music as well. So let's up the number of parallel uploads we're doing. Firefox has a limit, but you can raise the limit. So it does have a CLI program. I'm not quite going to run that one here. But yeah, it seems to have broken something. But anyway. Did it crash? It might have crashed on the other end. Give me a second. Okay, never mind. It's still uploading. Still working. It's just got some bigger stuff that it's working on at the same time. So, yeah, there's that. Let's go to... It just took a second to load up, I guess. So if we go to movies here, it's going to take a second to load because at the same time it's uploading all of these as well. So... we can pick on, for example... Like I said, and it converts on the fly as well. So it will run FFmpeg to convert media files to a playable one in the browser. However, it feels like doing that. So like, for example, here, it's converting to Opus, but... because it's WMV, it can't quite play it in the browser. So let's actually pick on... that one should be easier to servo up here. It's going to take a second because, again, we're like uploading multiple memes to the folder as well. But yeah, you can see it's 31% done as well. But yeah, it's got a lot of interesting features. And you mess with it in the config. So they provide example configs here in the docs directory. Oh, that's bin hooks. Not there. But you can also do like a bunch of hooks in scripts as well inside of this. It's got way too many features. He worked on it on his phone while at work. And added things in and jokes and whatnot for whatever reason. But yeah, you can set up different subdirectories or sub volumes basically. So you're creating volumes happens like in the brackets similar to otherwise, so or an INI basically. So you've got your priv volume, and then you can set your permissions there for each user, and so on and so forth. You've got your global features. You can even enable certain features like no dupe or dedupe on certain volumes so that when you go to access that volume, you've got access to it. It'll finish up eventually. Oh, another thing to note. So you can randomize the file names, so you can in essence obfuscate file names so that they're not going to show up as the same ones when you upload it. You've also got like the potato feature that improves it on slow devices, and then a couple other things you can set with permissions, and it also does hashing to double check it. So like I said, in order to prevent duplication, it hashes the file names or hashes the files so that you can save space by deduplicating what's going on. Can I... let me see if I can So yeah, it does upload everything in chunks, and what it does too is it verifies in those chunks, and because it's uploading in chunks, it's able to continue uploading. So it'll break the file into different chunks and upload each as a section in parallel. So you're uploading larger files much quicker. The illustration that is used in the video is actually really funny. Okay, so what's cool is you can abort unfinished ones. So I can abort this one, for example. So if I refresh, leave page, abort that one, and then it won't bother me anymore about it. But now I can go back here and play a video. It's not showing for some reason. Let's see if I can get that one to work. That one does not want to work. How about that one? Ah, yes. Okay, so yeah, you can watch most videos in the browser, it seems. But let's actually go see if I can find... home folder. Network. Nothing. Maybe not. I don't know. I thought I enabled most of those features, but anyway. So maybe I can try the Hackers AVI, for example. So it's got to convert it on the fly so that I can watch it in the browser. And it's going to take a second to do that. I can minimize that. Let's see. Media player options, configuration options. So, oh, it does have an equalizer as well. So there is that. So we've got different options for what you're encoding into. AAC is default. MP3. Preload switches. Let's see. We can shuffle, repeat. So yeah, you've got playlist options. I just can't remember how to enable that. But anyway. So that's going to take a second. I'm not going to worry about that. But I can browse through. So let's go take a look at this one, for example, just for fun. I can open this up, and it opens that file. Or I can go to, say, documents where I recently uploaded that one file. Or not preview it at all, but you know. But yeah, let's see our control panel, upload to, login for more. Let's actually go to login because I did set up a Nah, dude. What do you mean? You're not logged in? Let's see. Connect. So it does tell you how to connect to it. So yeah, we can use Party Fuse and a couple other options that shows you web dev if you're on Windows, control panel. Let me browse files. So I can close the breadcrumbs, open the breadcrumbs, Show me my configuration options. Where is my username? Oh. So yeah, you've got all kinds of options, and I can't remember. So I can upload it for some reason. I didn't set my permissions correctly, but yeah. So if I go here, I can arc load mount and go and do cool stuff like that. If I wanted to party fuse, I could do that. And then flame shot. Yeah. You've got a whole bunch of options for stuff in this. And I kind of like it for file sharing. You can set up a whole volume for uploads from other people, and they can send that up there. They can download what they've uploaded, but they can't access anything else if you wanted to. But yeah, there are plenty of videos that can be made on this one at this point. So yeah, just saying, there are way too many options than I want to admit to. Just saying, way too many options. Way too many options. If I go to grid here. Yeah. If you liked the content, if you enjoyed it, if you think I deserve it, like, comment, subscribe, leave any criticisms you have or what have you. I appreciate it. Feed that algorithm, like I said. And I will see you guys in the next one.